CCGS, but we haven't seen it much today. Anyway.
Sometimes in 2v2, but Rage Potion, Rage Spell seems to be the way to go with one less Elixir. We are ready to jump in the first game between Ho and Pirameki.
Yeah. As always, Korea in blue, we have Kingzone DragonX's Ho, and the Japanese teams in red today, Detonation Gaming's Pirameki. We can already see a lot of units played. We have the Barbarian HUD here, which is interesting. Magic Archer as well. We haven't seen a lot of that.
Especially in 1v1. You can actually activate the King Tower if you're not really careful on the angle. So you do have to be careful a little bit, but once you hit like this, you actually land on shot directly to the Princess Tower. We'll land on a few shots. There's the Lumberjack that you were talking about. Bring down the Giant. Great fireball doing the damage onto the hut also.
But that bomb is maybe cleaning up. No, just missed the Spear Goblins. I was expecting it to hit those Spear Goblins there just to clear that up. Takes a couple more hits on the tower, and we are very even right now. 2,084 to 1,958 on the towers.
Surely not the most common deck from Pirameki.
Yeah, I haven't seen Magic Archer at all. There's
okay, this is the spawner deck. Lots of Spear Goblins along with the Barbarian, and I believe the Magic Archer will be just pushing from the back, just having some range damage.
Yeah, spawner decks really do start to kick it up a notch once we get into that double Elixir era. Suddenly you have 2 Barbarian HUDs, 3 Goblin HUDs, and everything just becomes overwhelming if you're not prepared for it.
I think it's all up to that fireball from Ho. He lands on perfect target with lots of units together, with multiple HUDs maybe, but even with that Giant, it's really hard. There are lots of HUDs will be available many times.
Prince almost made it away from that bomb then.
Not too close, but Pirameki does have a good counter against that Giant push.
Yeah, all these buildings do distract the Giant from going straight for the tower, which does mean it becomes really difficult for Ho here to actually connect. But with that said, he is dealing damage. It's not like all of these pushes are being completely nullified. There's Lumberjack again. This time, I can't see what it's hitting. I think it's hitting the Dark Prince.
Yes.
But this Giant Skeleton is coming forward here. That's worrying for Ho.
Will be going down to Prince very likely. As the death damage doesn't really connect with anything, but they have all the spawns. Giant Wave is coming. Magic Archer started to doing some damage. The Prince so much of a good tool to actually have that all down, but they keep going to come over and over again if you can actually do the damage to the back line where the hut is with the fireball.
This is where we see a lot of problems with the spawner deck. Ho just has to be able to stop these units from coming out as quickly as possible. There's the fireball, going to take out 1.5 Goblin HUDs, but it's instantly replaced with the Barbarian HUD. That's so many units being spawned. I don't know if Ho has the tools here to be able to win this game, to push through all this damage that's building up.
Yeah, this is the best one, as he can have the Giant. Notice that doesn't even get close to the HUD anymore because he's so far back pushed now. The Giant Skeleton going all the way. He's trying to get the back line with the range. The tornado
the bomb is going to be in range, right? That's going to deal 1,000 damage to that tower. That's got to hurt for Ho. He needs something here to be able to defend, but he's almost out of Elixir.
That also, and Spawns keep coming. Magic Archer consistently doing some damage, and also doing some damage to the tower, connecting a few shots. Trying to bring down all the units right now near the bridge, but Spawners keep coming for Pirameki. That's the power of the Spawner deck.
He's getting so much value from these buildings, and Ho is really struggling to try and take out these buildings before they can build up this critical mass that is being built right now.
Giant Skeleton having a trip there, all the way to the left lane.
Yeah,
of course,
good
following
pull.
That Giant.
Incredible pull there by Ho. That's exactly what he needed, but he needs something more. Otherwise, that Giant Skeleton might make its way. There's the Spear Goblins. That's going to stop that, but he just cannot push through.
The Fireball will bring it down to 120. Very low. 3 shots from the Spear Goblin will just going to end this first game. If keep on pushing.
Yeah, if Pirameki can cycle through his deck quick enough, he will fireball that tower and it will be over.
All the shots are going down. Ho actually tries to go to the other lane and knows that the game is already over. Pirameki will take the first game with the Spawner deck. Nicely done with the Tornado even. gathering everything to line them up for the Magic Archer.
Yeah, DragonX, Ho in blue at the bottom for Korea, and Detonation Gaming's Pirameki for Japan in red at the top of the screen. So there we have Ho this time playing Barbarian HUD, Pirameki with his own Barbarian HUD.
The counter to the counter is the same exact deck. It is possible. It is very possible.
Yeah, Ho is doing anything you can do, I can do better.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Same ones, Goblin HUD and the Barbarian HUD together coming down, but the difference here with this first starting in, having the Giant Skeleton slowly coming down, the explosion, the death damage from Giant Skeleton is so much powerful.
I just want to talk about the positioning of the Spear Goblin HUD. Putting it right at the back with the Barbarian HUD at the front means you're going to get kind of the Barbarians really at the front with the Spear Goblin supporting behind.
Oh, that was a big mistake for the Fireball.
He missed.
I think he was trying to target the Giant Skeleton and the Archer, did not really land on anything.
That's got to hurt, but he's still got enough here to defend this push, I believe.
No, the Magic Archer got so much value from Mickey.
Oh, what a snipe there from that Magic Archer, taking out Ho's Magic Archer.
That's got to be like 15th or 40th arrow shooting down from the Magic Archer there. But brought lots of Goblin down as well as the Barbarian HUD from Ho.
Ho has a mountain to climb right now with that missed Fireball. He has so much work to do to stabilize, let alone come back and take this victory. He's taking so much damage on that tower, considering he's done nothing to Pirameki's.
One HUD less to his side, and also lower in the elixir.
Absolute mountain to climb, especially when your Goblins decide to stand in a nice little line for that Magic Archer, who will just rip through everything.
That's the Fireball that you've been looking for, but you're not really throwing that Fireball to do the actual damage to the structure. You're taking the units down to the front line, that's only few.
This is going to give Ho a very good chance of coming back. Once this Death Bomb falls, it's going to take out all those Goblins. Yeah, there we go. So now Ho has the chance to stabilize here. That was a very good Giant Skeleton bomb to take out that push. But there is so much coming from Pirameki.
Rage, drop the Lumberjack straight in, but another Rage from Ho will actually speed up all the Spear Goblins.
Oh my goodness.
Doing some direct damage to the tower, actually a lot of them. Over 500 damage done already.
So quick, those Spear Goblins under the Rage spell just took out 500, 600 HP from that tower in next to no time, and it wasn't even all of them.
Fireball from Pirameki at this time, bringing down everything we do. Almost have an exact one. We have the exact same.
That's wonderful. That's going to bring the Giant Skeleton right up into the range of the tower. Once that goes down, that's going to do so much damage to everything there. Just misses the tower.
Does not connect to the tower, and that's the big issue. When he actually needs some damage, it's about even, but the giant push is coming down from Pirameki. Just have to use the Fireball. Look at all those structures right near the building.
This is crazy intense right now. All it will take is one Giant Skeleton getting in range of the tower to finish this for either player.
Spawn so many.
Good tornado. That's wonderful here. The position in the Giant Skeleton. Oh, Fireball there just taking everything out. The Giant Skeleton position there, if the Fireball didn't come through, the Death Bomb would have missed half those units, I believe.
Even with a giant mistake from Ho, he's actually evened up the game right now with a better use of the Fireball later on. Targeting, just waiting for a better chance to actually bring all the units down together. The Giant Skeleton, as well as the Magic Archer, a little bit early from Ho.
Yeah, if that Magic Archer was a little bit more to the left, he'd be hitting the tower, but the tornado does that for him. Gets one hit. That was a decent hit there on that tower.
Nothing really connecting directly to the Princess Tower though, so they have to still make their way all the way in. Only 130 left in this game.
Could Magic Archer be the key here for both these players to be able to finish off these towers?
You have lots of Spear Goblins landing hits onto the Mega Minion. Even the Giant Skeleton with the death damage will
one hit, two hits, 3 hits, 4, 5. It keeps coming, 6. Oh, and unluckily the Magic Archer changed his target. Does so much damage there.
not actually bring everything down. Only the Barbarians will actually have it. There's the Fireball, and that's going to be it. A big mistake with the Tornado at the end. A mistake from both sides. Pirameki actually having that Tornado. And because Magic Archer
so hard to take down. He hasn't lost a 1v1 game, a televised 1v1 game, since last September. Incredible win percentage once he's on that stage.
Against Mono Deck, maybe the exact same coming out from both sides.
Fireball instantly to take out that Magic Archer.
Hey Simon, I think we're very likely to go into that similar situation once again between these two.
It's not very often you see a Tornado to finish up an enemy there like that.
He's got a bad starting hand to work against that Archer, so just had to use one of the spells.
We didn't see it. Oh no, we did see Tornadoes in the last match. Yeah.
For both sides, exact same deck, and the player's realizing now, okay, he's going to keep the exact same. Let's try to have this delayed as possible until the last minute. The Executioner, never mind, the different one. And he shakes his head, saying, oh, this one's changed. And pretty sure he has a Tornado available along with it. So not going to be the same case in this way.
He might have taken out the Tornado for the Executioner, but that would be a very silly move to do. I do wonder what he has taken out for the Tornado, though, because his last deck looked very, very solid, even though he lost.
I think it's changed with the Giant Skeleton. And he may just go all the way in, along with few others. He also has to have a few more body to actually block the damage from the bridge side.
Great value on that Fireball there, chipping away at that Goblin Hut in the back, killing the Magic Archer, plus doing some damage to the tower. Very, very good placement on that Fireball.
Chopping down. Barbarians right now, slowly ahead.
Well, the Barbarians on trees, so should Lumberjacks be chopping them down? That's the question. Alright, so we can see that it looks as though Ho's push is going to start building up a lot more. He's got this Death Ball kind of push building up with the Barbarians in the front, the Spear Goblins at the back, plus a Giant Skeleton, which will finish any defense. So anything behind that Giant Skeleton is going to last a long time. Unfortunately, there we go. The Magic Archer's angle just about hit the tower there. 2 hits, I think, on that tower. Missed the first one. Looked like the Barbarians were trying to push that Lumberjack back into that bomb range, but didn't quite make it.
So the key card is the Magic Archer, doing direct damage, using that angle, though, the long range.
It's a very technical card, the Magic Archer, in these kind of situations, because you can get those angles where you can hit the tower from really far back in your own area.
Giant Skeleton, but Tornado. All the units together, but that's actually not going to land too well with everything. So the Magic Archer does not connect from Pirameki.
The Death Bomb from the Giant Skeleton there just wipes out the bridge, which kind of slowed down the push. That Fireball needed to be used there, but that does leave him vulnerable to more and more spawner buildings coming.
Only a hit onto Ho's Princess Tower. Get all these units.
So much. There's the Magic Archer.
So many units. Probably we have like 500 units dying in one game. That's amazing.
The Magic Archer didn't get a single hit onto the Princess Tower there for Pirameki, but we can see that Ho's actually did, I think, 1 hit. That Death Bomb there did so much work. And the Executioner here is a really good choice. Just mows down the Barbarians in front, but that Giant Skeleton does have a very good chance of making this tower.
With Mega Minion drop, using a Tornado, so this time Pirameki wants to push in a little bit. It's not at Lumberjack right now with the push, so it won't be as gigantic.
That Tornado could have been slightly better so that everything got pulled into the Death Bomb, but most of the units went down from that. And Ho's spawner buildings have just fallen. Pirameki still has his Barbarian Hut up, still has the Spear Goblins. It's hard to see who has the advantage in this wave of war here.
Well, this one will actually land on hits. Actually 2, 3. Even more with the Tornado. It's actually landing a lot of hits. Fireball, and it goes down with all the damage from the spears even connecting right after when the big ones were out of range with the Tornado. Nicely done by Pirameki, just forcing that out. to connect directly to the tower.
Useful it becomes.
Yeah, but that's true. But it also goes towards the other way, where when they actually have to come in the other region. So just to make it fair with the scheduling and all the data in terms of information. Now there's that poison with the miner.
Both players dropping the miner. There's a Mega Minion as well. The Mega Minion for DragonX was a bit slower than the Mega Minion for DetonatioN Gaming. That's because they played the poison. Both teams here are going to be very, very equal.
Sending the miner right after. And even the rocket, that's the thing. I believe they also have Tornado available. That's usually what we have along with the rocket. This massive damage, 432 to the tower, and takes out the Infernal Dragon as well.
What is going on here? Double, like, we're seeing very similar decks from these teams so far. Especially with this. Are we going to see the clone? There's an Executioner. Inferno Dragon well placed there to take out the Giant Skeleton. There's the poison as well.
Some damage. But you have to take the damage and connect it to... That tornado, I believe, was a mistake.
Maybe. But the Tesla is arguably one of Expo Master's favorite cards. He plays it in 1v1, he plays it in 2v2. He realizes the potential that card has to defend anything.
Slow one. Lots of players just trying to throw that poison spell, do some damage. Not the most damage, but they want to land the damage onto the tower. That's the most important thing.
Oh, beautiful poison placement there. The miner as well connects to the tower for Kingzone DragonX. Is it going to be enough?
Oh, down to about the same 15.
Didn't quite predict that miner's position well enough. The guards took a while to get over to that miner. But there's another miner, another poison from Kingzone DragonX. This is their strategy, and they play it a lot.
Yeah, chipping it down to 1100 both sides. Miner for detonation once again. Infernal Dragon takes some time, but this rocket will land on both. So going down to 492. Rocket plus a few more damage onto that tower will be just gone. 40 seconds on the clock, still in push.
Yeah, rocket and poison will finish that tower for DetonatioN Gaming. And there's the miner does a lot of work again for Kingzone DragonX.
They even used the arrow. We didn't really quite get to see, but just throw out some damage. Ice Spirit freezing up the skeleton a little bit.
Both miners. And, oh, 56 HP
they will just both
on that
finish
top
it with
tower.
The poison, so not big of a push, so they're already starting their way onto the left side.
Yeah, Kingzone DragonX finish it with the arrows there. But there are two giant skeletons coming down, and nothing stopping that one on the right. Is it going to get in tower range?
I don't think they really care about the King Tower. A lot more health. HP onto that King Tower instead, so that's going to connect, but don't really care too much about it. You want to bring down that Princess Tower. That's what you want to focus on. You don't want to waste any of your elixir going towards the other target.
Still could come into play later on, though, if, you know, those situations where both Princess Towers drop at exactly the same time and overtime continues. Very, very, very rare that we see that. Good poison.
Great poison. Along with the arrow, they have started to really use that arrow to do some damage to all the units as well as the tower.
Inferno Dragon are going to take down. Giant Skeleton was walking towards the middle instead of walking towards the Princess Tower. Pulls everything in, but that's just going to draw their own units into that bomb. Executioner still stands.
Really had to use that tornado because double Inferno Dragon was quite scary. But you do want the defense perfectly against it. Once it connects to the tower, a few seconds, it will be hundreds of damage.
Kingzone DragonX here, eking out a little advantage. Not a huge one at this point, but it is some of an advantage.
Arrow still doing some damage every single time to that Princess Tower. Second arrow comes out. After 900, about even the double Giant Skeleton.
Oh, this
making
is
its way this time.
It's going to be really hard to defend this. Especially with those death bombs going off, they have to use their own Giant Skeleton on the defense here, which is exactly what they want, basically, at this point.
With the Giant Skeleton having that heavy explosive damage going down, but the rocket is available for detonation.
Double rocket, that's going to be it!
That is GG. Instead, Kingzone DragonX, they had the arrow, but the rocket's doing 433 damage.
Kind of was the one remaining very strong strategy for Kingzone DragonX, and it just didn't work that time. what is Detonation Gaming going to do here? There's a miner, both miners passing underneath the ground past each other. Poison as well. It's
Master+Big just similar decks from both sides.
King's Own DragonX getting a little bit of an advantage against that push there. Oh no, that's bad news. Bears for King's Own DragonX activating that King Tower. Oh dear, oh dear.
Only 40 seconds in. And be a big change. Might as well hit. Oh, was going to predict something coming out as well, but only a guard. You're not going to really see too many units defend that tower as well.
That's the problem with using these rockets, is that it is a very heavy elixir expenditure, and that just means your defense is going to be a little bit weaker going forward.
The King's Own DragonX just realized that they have to really bring it down early because they have already activated. That's why the poison is connected to the King Tower as well. They don't really care. It's already been activated.
Yeah, getting the perfect circle to protect your miner in that situation. Making sure that every angle, no matter where they put something, is going to get damaged unless it's something like the Executioner. Oh, it's good poison. Will take them out. 868 on that tower then. Guards, unfortunately for King's Own DragonX, they're in the wrong location.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to predict, and that's a choice. And sometimes you can actually have the tornado to wake up your King Tower, but oftentimes that is not the case. It will be onto the far left or the right usually.
Yeah, you want to try and hide it behind the corner of the tower, making sure that it cannot get dragged in. Maybe King's Own DragonX forgot that Tornado wasn't banned in this at that point, because it's a very easy mistake to make.
Still a very even one, as Miner doesn't really do too much damage, but mostly the poison. 38, basically any spell with a few damage will take it out. Log will just do it. First tower goes down, but we'll be in the time coming. And that should just do it. Drop down the tower 1v1 right here in this game. Already sending in a miner and the poison from Detonation Gaming. They are on top of bringing this one down.
Star Prince miner, poison in the back again. 1-2 hits from that miner, plus the poison damage. They're slowly building an advantage. That rocket is very, very good, but that's a very heavy card to use at this point in time.
They really have to push in all the damage from the tower right now. And that's why they're spending all the rockets. Rockets flying here and there to the blue side, red side, and going down to the point. I think it comes down to a point which who can actually have better cycles, landing at maximum value. You don't really care about the Dark Prince too much.
It looks like King's Own DragonX are getting the advantage in these cycles, because that tower is very, very low. But if that giant skeleton can connect, it's a different game altogether.
Nice reflexes with the skeleton and the guard. Miner actually connecting somewhat of damage on the both sides. Those King's Own DragonX, if they have 2 rockets, that will finish it. One more.
They're saving up elixir surely at this point for that second rocket, but they're going to need it quickly. That rocket's going to come in and finish it off.
Not enough in Detonation Gaming. With the second one available, they had just enough elixir to bring it down. They will take the win of match number 1. King's Own DragonX tasting their first defeat in Japan tonight.